In my 35 years as a contractor, I've seen a lot of structural damage. If you don't catch the water at the downspout and keep it caught, you risk all kinds of damage to your home. You have the water coming off the roof from the gutters through the gutter downspout. Never let that water go. Keep it contained. When you install a cleanout or a vent or a leaf filter, make sure it's one that doesn't let the water go, where it gives it a chance to escape. Now, these cleanout assemblies settled. They're not adjustable. There's no adjustment for them, and they caused a lot of damage to the structure. Here's another way of trying to keep the leaves out of your underground buried downspout system. However, you can see from the splashing water, there's all kinds of moss, mildew, and mold growing up on the house, and they're settling at the foundation. We took a really hard look at every single clean out on the market. We took a really hard look at every single leaf filter on the market. One of the things that we didn't care for, too many of them let the water go, and then you got to regather it. We did a mock-up of a gutter on a home with a downspout at 1 story. So this wouldn't be a 2-story test. The water would actually come down even faster from a 2nd story. But a single-story home, we wanted to test everything on the market. We wanted to see what the results were. Now, anytime you let the water go and then you have to regather it, you're going to lose some water. You're going to have spraying, splashing. You're going to end up with staining of the house. You're going to end up with mold, mildew, moss settling at the foundation. We know this. We see it week in, week out, doing what we do. We want to put every single one of these to a test. We want to fill the gutter trough with water and let it fall, gravity, 1 story. We want to mock a rainstorm. We want to see how everything's going to perform if there was a thunderstorm. Now, in my 35 years as a contractor, I'm going to give you my honest opinion. This is the worst leaf filter on the market. It's supposed to filter out the leaves so they don't go underground. It's supposed to hit that grate, and the leaves are supposed to just fall out on the ground, and the water's supposed to go through. And in the ad, they'll have a trickle of water coming down the downspout, and they'll show the trickle of water hitting the grate. This performs so bad. This is such a liability to the homeowners, and this is what's in Home Depot. It's cheap. It's made in China. The sun eventually weakens the corrugated portion of it, and it just splits. But this is the reality. This is my opinion, and based on what I can tell as a contractor. If you have a hard rain that's flowing any kind of water, it's not going to flow water. Not a decent rain. If it's a light misting rain and there's just a little bit of water trickling down the downspout, maybe it goes through. But I'm here to tell you, we ran all of these cleanouts and all of these leaf filters with the same amount of water. We would do a stage 1 and then a stage 2. And it doesn't matter how light the water is that's falling through the downspout. You're not catching it. There's such a liability whenever you try to do something like this. Letting water go and then hoping you're going to regather it. Now, here's another leaf filter. And when you remove this box, it would serve as a clean out. And I like some of the things that they've done. I'm going to tell you what I know about it. The customers that I have that have tried this say that when it's just a drip of water coming off the roof, because it's tin, you can hear this ping, ping, ping in the house, and it just drives you nuts. But let's put it to the test, because I like it. It's clean. Let's see what it does when you're actually under a true rain, when you're filling up the gutter trough with water and it's pouring down the downspout. Well, here's phase 1, and then we'll turn it up to phase 2. I think the results speak for themselves, but again, this is my opinion as a contractor of 35 years, and this is based on what I can tell. You're going to lose water during the big rain events. When you need these things to perform at their best is during a torrential rain. That's when people have flooding of basements, flooding of crawl spaces. A light misting rain, that's not the one you're worried about. You're worried about the one where you're trying to flow a lot of water through your gutter system. You need that downspout and the underground to perform really well during the big rain events. That's what we're testing all these cleanouts and leaf filters for. We're testing them all during a thunderstorm, during a decent rain. How do they perform? Do they fall short? Now, here's one that's for rainwater harvesting, and it has a screen to filter out mosquito larvae and really small, fine particles. Now, what I know about this is you have to clean this screen regularly. You have to be vigilant because it's such a fine screen. I've seen pollen and just like what I refer to as a biofilm collect on these in no time. If you're harvesting water to drink and you're going to be running all kinds of filters and you're going to be cleaning the screen all the time, that's probably where this is going to be at its best. That's where this is going to shine, and that's really what this was built for, in my opinion, as a contractor. Again, all these things that I see on the market and the way that they advertise them and solicit them. For rainwater harvesting, for somebody who is going to be patient with the process and you're going to be vigilant with cleaning the screen, this might be a good leaf filter for you. But that really tight screen, when it hits the really tight screen during the torrential rains, you're going to have water escape. You're going to have water at the foundation. You're going to have settling at the foundation. You might have some staining on the house. It does have a pretty good hood to prevent the water from splashing up and towards the back. But here's the reality of it during a really hard rain event. Again, we're filling a gutter trough, and we're letting it just fall 1 story gravity down a downspout so that we can see how everything performs. You can see the really tight knitted screen. You're going to have to clean that regularly. It gets plugged up pretty fast in the real world. So that was it working at its best. Now, we had to adjust each and every one of these. We took time to adjust them all to see where they would perform at their best. One thing that concerns me about anything where you let the water go and then you're trying to recatch it, if this moves, even after you get it set up just perfect, if you have settling, the ground settles, it's going to drop the underground downspout system. You're going to have it settle. You're going to have the pipe literally drop. This is going to shift and it's going to move. This was so sensitive. I mean, we've played with it to get it to where we would find a spot that it performed its best. And I thought to myself, wow, there's no margin for error here. All right, so what if somebody built a vented cleanout that didn't have a fine screen, but had a real coarse screen that you didn't have to clean?
Yeah,
and that screen had a patented removable section, so you could run a camera through it, or you could run heat cable through it, or you can run a garden hose through it. Something like this that had really good fluid dynamics that didn't let the water go.
Boy, that's beautiful. Nice and tight, no leaks.
A subscriber asked me to go through all of our leaf filters and explain them. We have a 2x3 for the small downspouts. They're very common in the US. 2x3, you can see where it's 2 inches in depth, 3 inches across here. We have them in both black and white. Now our 3x4, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to put the white one right there. So you can see that 2x3 next to that 3x4. The 3x4 are the really big downspouts in the US. We also have those in black and white. The 4-inch round. You guys hounded me for a 4-inch round. We have a lot of copper round. We have a lot of historical homes with round, whether it's galvanized or painted. We even have a lot of older homes that have gutters that have been round. They've been 100 years. They've been around for 100 years. They have 3 or 4 coats of paint on them. We made this to where it was just a little bit bigger in diameter, so it'll fit those gutters that have been painted 2, 3, and 4 times. We have the 4-inch round in this piano black and this beautiful white. That's aluminum downspout white. We really put a lot of time in the different colors. There's so many whites, but that is a dead match for beautiful brand new white aluminum gutters. So there you have it. We have our 2x3, our 3x4, and our 4-inch round in black and white. This is our line of downspout leaf filters. Now this is our 4-inch line. Keep in mind, these fit in any pipe that's 4-inch. The inside diameter of thick wall and thin wall pipes remains the same. You can take this leaf filter and put it in Schedule 40, Schedule 35, thin wall, Schedule 30. It goes right in the center of any 4-inch pipe. Because it's male to female, it does not need to be glued, siliconed, or taped. Super easy to install. Keep in mind, these will not freeze and crack. This material expands in the winter. If you have these ice up, your downspout ices up, this will expand. When it thaws out, it'll contract without splitting. HDPE is a really remarkable material, and it's ideal for what we're using it for. These are virtually indestructible. We've had them out 2 full winters now. Canada reports no cracking, no splitting. United States, throughout the northern regions, no cracking, no splitting. Bulletproof. Beautiful. The black is in piano black. It's really rich, really elegant. If you have any questions regarding these downspout cleanout leaf filters that are vented, they're vented in case grass grows over your pop-up emitter or where your pipe daylights. This way the water can get off the roof and it doesn't fill the gutter trough and cause it to bend and look unsightly. These are vented, so they also work like a gas can. When you vent your gas can, you open the vent up, you go to pour it, it increases the flow rate. So that's why we vent them, for those couple of reasons. If you have a freeze up, your pop-up freezes up in the north, then you have a thaw, the water can get off the roof. If the ground's frozen, it's just going to spill on the ground and run away from the house. We thought of everything, a lot went into these. If you have any videos about our products that you want me to make, leave them in the comments section. If you like the quality made in the USA products we're bringing to the market, give us a thumbs up. It supports what we're doing. And until that next video.